What's up, familia? Usually I carry this type of notebook in my pocket. I take it everywhere I go to sketch. But if this is something too big for you and you don't want to carry something like this, you want to carry something smaller in your pocket that you could, sketch with and practice, then stick around because on this video I'm going to show you how to make this. Yes, how to make it yourself. Let's go. Go to your nearest dollar store, doesn't matter which one it is, and go to the section where they have all the school supplies and find yourself one of these notepads. They're blank, okay? Sometimes they're multicolored. Other times you'll find some that are one single colored. Your choice, okay? Doesn't matter the size, but preferably something small like this. This is 4x6, and they have yellow, green, like a pink, purplish looking color, blue, and then like an orange color. Find one of these. Second, find a box of literally anything. I have this box of Squirt sodas. You can find a cereal box, a box of pancake mix. It doesn't matter what it is. Just find a box and a stapler, preferably one that allows you to do what we're going to do. I bought this one because I like that it's long in here, and I can make longer notepads and I will be able to staple the center of it. You might have one that only will allow this much, and that could work. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take these sheets of paper and cut a few sheets. 12, let's take 12 sheets, tear them out, remove them from the notepad, and we're gonna need them to be individuals. So we're gonna have to take them all out like this. Excuse the sloppiness. You could take your time with this. I'm just going a little fast for the sake of this video. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause it and slow it down. This way you don't get crinkled up pages, but if you're practicing, if you're learning, that shouldn't really matter. Whoop, I tore one. That's okay. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna use that one, okay? So you're gonna take your sheets, all of your sheets, make sure they're all straight and aligned. And even though that one's torn, we're still gonna use it. No problem. You're gonna bring the corners together, try to make them as straight as you can. They will not be straight. Show you if I can. There it is. You can have some sheets that are back here and some sheets that are in the front. That doesn't matter, okay? Perfection is not the game. You can perfect it later if you want and make some really perfect notebooks, but for now, this is okay. You're gonna bring the edges together and you're just gonna make the fold there. Hopefully your stapler can handle that kind of thickness. Okay, I think this staple can. Test your stapler and see how wide or how thick it will staple, and then select the number of sheets based on that. And then we're gonna set this aside. Next, we're gonna take our box. Let's take out another sheet like this orange one from the back. And by the way, oh man. And by the way, you can mix and match them and put an orange or blue or whatever other color you want. It doesn't have to all be yellow or all be one color. We're gonna take this sheet and you can pick any spot. You can have the squirt like that, or here, or maybe use this little section here. It's totally up to you. You get to decide. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this. Now remember, this side's gonna be the front and this side's gonna be the back. So whatever you want the front to be, pick that, okay? I want this to be in the front, and it's not even gonna show the logo itself. I want this to show, let's just say. And I'm gonna take a pen or a marker, and I'm just gonna mark the outside of it. It doesn't have to be perfect, just around. And it doesn't have to be right on the line. It's fine if it's crooked. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that later. It's completely fine if it's crooked, okay? Don't worry. Now you're gonna take either a pair of scissors or a razor blade. I'm gonna use a razor blade for now. And I'm gonna cut on the outside of that. Okay, so this is not a perfect cut. I'm cutting on the outside. Be very careful when you're doing this, okay? Please. All right, I have the outside of it now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut now sort of along that line that I drew earlier. I didn't draw a line down here, but I'm gonna cut along that fold. Okay, now I have the cover. I'm gonna bring my sheets over with the sheet. Okay, I'm bring my sheets over. And now I've got this section here. You see it coming together, right? See this coming together. Beautiful. You see why I cut on the outside? I drew on the outside. If I would have drawn the line right on the edge of the actual sheet, when I cut the background, my sheets will stick out. I don't want that. If you wanted to do this the right way, you could take a ruler. You could take a ruler and measure and mark the centers and then fold it, or make a score, like draw a line and then fold it so that it doesn't crack. I don't care. This is going to be in my pocket. It's going to get all beat up anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it manually. I'm going to try not to make the crease too early. I'm just going to try to bend it without making these ugly creases too soon. Once I've got those edges together, then I'm going to try to very gently fold that outside, make that outside fold. Good? Good. Okay. Boom. There it is. Now, if you had a cereal box, you'll have like your favorite cereal brand here, or you can make tons of these. As you can see, I should have cut longer on the outside. My sheets are sticking out a little bit. I don't really care about that. Remember, I told you they were going to be like this. Some sheets are going to be down here. Other sheets are going to stick out. The ones in the center are going to be longer than the ones on the outside. Okay, if I really care about that, then I'll take the scissors and I'll just cut off the excess paper there. The easy way to do this is to take your stapler and to staple the outside. That's the quick, easiest way. The slower way is to maybe take a pointy object and put some holes, maybe 3 or 4 holes here, and then sew it. And now you'll have like a really good bound book. But again, we're taking the quick approach because this sketchbook is important, but not so important. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make it as precise as I can and staple it right in the center. This could be tricky. Another thing to remember is to make sure that you hold this with the book cover on top so that as you staple it, the staples fold on the inside of your book, not on the outside. Otherwise, you'll be poking yourself. If they stick out, you're going to poke yourself all day long. It's going to get annoying. And then you're going to go on my page and curse me out. And I'm going to be like, dude, I told you, don't do it that way. You don't listen. All right, here we go. I'm going to put a lot of pressure. Staple number 1, not quite in the center. Doesn't matter. Remember, perfection's not the game. This is homemade, okay? It's art, man. It's supposed to be, loosey-goosey. It's supposed to have a little bit of character. There it is. So now we know that my stapler can handle 12 of these pages. And now I have myself 24 sheets where I can sketch something quickly when I'm out and about. And I don't care that this is sticking out, but if you're the type of person that really does care, then what we can do is we could take a ruler, push down, and if you have a really good blade, trim those sheets. Also be sure that you don't care about the table that you're doing this, if you're going to do it without a cover on the table. Or you could take scissors and just trim out those edges. I'm sorry about my sloppy style, but I really don't care. I don't care if they stick out. I'm just showing you how you can do it if you care. And then you could take your time and do it nice and neat and clean if that's your thing. There it is. Grapefruit soda. I could put this in my pocket and sketch anywhere. Or you can go to Michael's and buy yourself one that's already made and bring it with you. This is, obviously bigger, but it'd be cool to, have these laying around and you could sketch wherever you are. And what's cool is you'll find these later on and you'll be like, oh yeah. Make sure to date them, okay? When you made the notebook, etc. But you can make a bunch of these and just give them out to your friends and family. Or what I did once was when my daughter was sick, I made a small book like this and I made it out of the cardboard box of the Motrin. And then I put her name on here and then I would write the date she was sick and the times that I gave her her medicine so that I always had a log of when she was sick, when she felt better, when I gave her her medicine. Never again was I thinking, man, did I give her the medicine at 8 or did I give it to her at 9:30? Nope, it's right there. I gave it to her at that time. Get yourself one of these staplers. These are awesome because you can make a bigger notepad. You could take an 8.5 by 11 sheet paper, fold that in half, and now you have a 8.5 by 5.5 notebook. Put a cereal box on it. Bam, staple it. You're good to go.